right, this is Bryan Campos with goHUNT. Today I'm going to be talking about my gear that I'm taking on my archery hunt this year in 2023. It's going to be mid to high country, probably maximum is going to be about 8,600 feet. Not too cold, plenty warm, and I'm excited to go over my gear with you. All right, so starting with clothes worn. I keep all the clothes in the Stuffle from Mystery Ranch. It's a 60-liter duffel that stuffs into itself. It's really nice for just carrying everything on the vehicle on the way up. Mystery Ranch has a lot of good organizational products. This is one of their Zoid cubes. I think it's the size large. Has room if you want just your base layers in it. It's pretty nice. The Zoid bag, size large. You're able to kind of organize and be pretty efficient. I'll start with what's inside these bags first. Starting with my base layers, have the Born Primitive quiver half zip. This is a nice waffle pattern design. It's going to keep you warm. This will be basically like my mid layer on those cold mornings if I'm sitting glassing with an outer shell. This will be pretty comfy. I use this quite a bit for shed hunting season this year. A different base layer that I may sleep in, I may use for early morning is the Sitka 120 Core Merino. These are super comfortable. I use this basically since January, February this last year. Shed hunting, did some 3D shoots in the mountains with it. Very comfortable, nice and thin. It's going to give you a little bit of warmth, good sun protection. It's a good base layer, I think, for these early archery hunts. When it's really hot outside, I'm going to be in the sun. I have a stock that I need to go in on. I really like the Sitka guard hoodie. It is mega thin. It's thinner than a core lightweight hoodie. It does have a face mask. I really like it just because it's going to protect me from the sun. I used one last year for my archery hunts, doing stalks, staying out in the sun, sitting in the blind while the sun's beating on you until it goes down. It keeps you cool and is really, really nice. Really good base layer I will be heavily relying on this year. Another just top, I like having extra options if something gets super sweaty and I'm ready to swap it out. I like having another option. This is the Elevation quarter zip from Kings. I've used this a ton. I used it a lot last year in archery deer hunt and in my bull elk hunt, and very comfortable. It's treated with Polygiene. It's not going to start smelling on you. Very minimal snags. It's just a good base layer. When you're out in the sun, you're moving around, you're active. For some of the bottoms, I have the Stone Glacier Helio zip-offs. So if it is cold in that morning time frame, I will have these, and then once I start moving, I need to zip them off. I'll be able to zip them off and move a little freely. Have some Saks Quest underwear. Good to have a good pair of underwear. I know some of the guys on here say they only take one pair of boxers on their hunt. That's not me. I'm going to be taking multiple. I want to stay clean. I want to stay fresh. And this is not a backcountry hunt. I will be camping from the truck, so I got extra layers. There is an opportunity that I may go backcountry and pack up for a couple days on the mountain, but most of it's going to be have a base camp. Zoid bag, you can use this for your toiletries. I actually have another one that's the medium size that I'll use for my toothbrush, deodorant, floss, all the stuff you need. For this one, I just have my socks in here. Have some Darn Tough, I think these are 2011s. Some more Darn Tough. I have the Hollow Fleece socks also. These are a little bit warmer than I'd like for this early season, but I still might swap into them. I do have the Marsupial stretch web belt. This thing is awesome. I've had it for 4 or 5 years. Great for hunting, keeps your pants up. Great for a lot of uses. Moving into some of the outer, more active layers. This is the Ambient hoodie from Sitka. This is not very heavy. It's lightweight. It's going to keep you warm as you're moving. It's got this fleece inner and very comfortable. I used it in some colder temperatures, maybe 34 degrees this year, doing some archery 3D shoots in the mountains with my dad. Used it in the morning. It was super nice, very comfortable, and I'm looking forward to using it on actual hunts now. My boy, Spencer, he's going to be coming on my hunt with me, and this is his puffy, Levi's, and he'll be nice and warm and toasty in that. He does have some camo, but that'll be his puffy. For outer shell, basically the soft shell is the Boulder jacket from Kings. I used this a lot last year. How this hunt's gonna work is we're gonna have a base camp, and depending on what range we go to, we will have a 4-wheeler ride in the morning. That's like the only time it really gets cold. So having this is gonna break the wind. It's gonna feel good, comfortable. Got a nice fleece line hoodie, and it'll keep me warm. For pants, I got 2 different pants just because base camp hunting and I want to have 2 options. I will have the King's Ridge Pant. These have been through quite a bit. I used them on archery deer hunt and bull elk hunt and my Utah deer hunt last year. Super comfortable, nice. I've sat a lot in the dirt, done a lot of glassing in them, no wear and tear, no issues, and it's a great camo pattern. The other pant that I have is the Sitka Intercept Pant. This is new for 2023. This just came out. Very quiet pant. The pockets are really nice. They have like a rubberized grommet over the button, so it's really quiet. You have massive hip fence here on the side, so you can really, when you need to dump heat. But these are great pant, fit true to size, comfortable. I did use these quite a bit shed hunting this last year. For my outer puffy, it's not gonna be that cold up there, but if it does get cold, I'll have a puffy. This is the Tundra jacket from Born Primitive. We carry it in the coyote color. I just have it in the black. What I like about this puffy is that it has these pit zips in there, so you're moving around. You can get pretty hot in a puffy pretty quick, so that allows you to dump a little bit of excess heat. You also have a kind of like a neoprene cuff here, right where your hand's going to be, where you're probably going to have a lot more wear and tear. And you have a reinforced elbow, which is nice. If you need to crawl in the dirt, you're not going to be ripping stuff. Very comfortable. I use this quite a bit here in Vegas in the cold season this year, and very comfortable, and looking forward to using it this year. All right, for my sleep system / shelter, I'm going to cover that next. So I'm going to be using the Argali Rincon. This is the 2-person teepee with the mesh insert. This is a bomb shelter. Super easy to set up. The biggest thing is you need a flat area, but I was able to use it, like slept in it 6 nights this summer with my boy up in Reno, cold weather outside, and I'm really looking forward to using it on the mountain next. It's a fairly lightweight setup, easy setup, and looking forward to using the Rincon. For sleeping bags, so I have the Big Agnes Spike Lake. It's been replaced by the Greystone series this year. It's a 600 fill down bag, super comfortable, warm, breathable, even though it's a 15, which is kind of hot for early season. I've had 0 issues with it, but again, the new replacement for it is the Greystone series, which is awesome. I'm also going to have the Sitka Kelvin Aerolite 30-degree bag. That thing is super comfortable. It's breathable, and you have a lot of room in there to sleep with. So I'll have 2 options. If I do end up doing backcountry where I got to go up high, I will pack the 15 degree just to make sure I'm warm enough. But I like to have a couple options. For sleeping pads, I have the Thermarest X Lite, super lightweight, very comfortable, and it has good R value. My backup option, if I have any issues, is going to be my Climate V2, Static V2. Both great options. I do like to have a silk liner. This is the Western Mountaineering Tioga liner. When you're sweating and you're just kind of nasty at the end of a hunt, it's good to have something that's going to protect your bag and kind of take some of the beating versus your material inside your bag and the down. So I like those. For pillows, I have a Sea to Summit Eros pillow, and then I have the Climate Luxe pillow. Comfortable, soft, a little more plush, and nice. So that is the sleep system / shelter. All right, so next is kind of like my camp kitchen, my cooking, my hydration, snacks, and good stuff. So just want to cover some of my favorite meals that I like to carry. Chicken Alfredo. Spaghetti is so good from Mountain House. Some people hate me for this, but I love the yellow curry. I like the chicken coconut curry from Peak Refuel, and then there's biscuits and sausage gravy. I kind of name it kind of weird, but those are some of my favorites. I do have my jet boil. This is my original jet boil, just with some new hardware on the outside, but I've had this old school jet boil forever, and it's still kicking. Hard side hydration. So I'm able to put supplements inside of my Nalgene, and have the hose go straight to my backpack, and I can drink any of the kind of supplements I need on the go. It's really nice not having to reach in and stop. Either reach back and get your bottle of supplements, drink, or take your pack off. It's nice to have just a hydration line that you can drink from when you want that boost. And then I'll also have a 3-liter water bladder in my pack. So I'll have water bladder and hard side hydration, and normally fill this up with whatever I'm craving for that day. Which brings me to this side. Some of the supplements I definitely like Hydrate and Recover, Wilderness Athlete, like some Ignite for mountain ops. I do like a lot of the Apex stuff too. They have Quench, which is pretty tasty. It's kind of like a liquid IV, but honestly tastes a lot better in my opinion. Recovery is gonna help you recover. There's some Conquer that's more of an energy. So I like having just a lot of options so I don't get bored with just water, and you need more than just water. So those are some of the supplements I like. Some of the snacks that I like, Pro Bar, we have these in the gear shop now. One of my favorites is S'more, really good flavor. I do like the Energy Chews, super good. Need something in your mouth just to kind of keep moisture going. At nighttime, I do like to do like a sleepy cider or cocoa for mountain ops. I don't necessarily like doing a NyQuil because I feel like I get knocked out and I'm just kind of like slower in the morning. So I think something like this with a little bit of melatonin is nice. Regular melatonin also works. That's just super critical that you get a good sleep when you're out there. Regular trail mix, some other random like taffy candy, and some more of the Apex. So those are just some of the snacks, supplements that I like to take. Moving over to this stuff here, I have a couple different options for water purification. I have the Quick Draw from Platypus. This thing has a very fast flow rate. Using it for a while now, you can fill up your dirty bag and then put your clean water inside your Nalgene, or in this case, if I'm gonna go up and do a little bit of backpacking in, a 4-liter drum light. Drum lights are great. They come in a 2-liter, 4-liter, and 6-liter. Very good way to store your water at camp. You just hang this thing on a tree, has a little spout right there. Pull it out, you can use it. You can even shower from this if you needed to. Then I also have Grail. So Grail is a pretty cool product. We haven't talked about it too much here at goHUNT, but they're really sweet. It is a water purification system. You put this in the creek or water, you put this part on top, give it some air to breathe, and then on the ground you'd push down and your water is going to be filtered and you're ready to drink out of this side. Super handy. I haven't used this in the field yet, so I'm going to give it a shot. If I'm not going to go backcountry and I'm just hiking around, like I'll probably try this out so I can give it a shot out there. These are super handy also for traveling, like you're at a hotel, you don't want to pay $5 for a bottle of water. You can filter the water from the sink, have pure water. So these are multi-purpose, and that covers my camp kitchen. All right, jumping into my kill kit, my Possibles pouch, and medical. We're gonna jump into that next. Got the cool goHUNT gear bag. These are really cool because you can write what the thing is, whether that's kill kit, medical kit, whatever you want. You can use a Sharpie and write on there. So in my kill kit, I have some dude wipes, some paracord, some electrical tape, knife sharpener, the Silky F180. I know I talked about this in multiple videos in the past. Finally got this in the gear shop. This is a great saw. I have a handful of rubber gloves inside a plastic bag. So it's good to have multiple rubber gloves. I never want to just have one set. When you're out there processing, all of a sudden you get like a Zoleo message or a Garmin message, you got to check your phone, you got to take your glove off. You don't want to put your hand back in that nasty sweaty glove. Just throw it away in a bag. It's good to go. So I like having extras. Dude wipes, basically shower, like a bigger dude wipe. Caribou Gear Hunter's tarp. This is really sweet. It's just a decent sized tarp that you can use to throw your game bags on, all your supplies that you're going to use while you're processing the animal, and it's been mega handy. I got some sanitizing wipes for afterwards, just kind of clean up. You're hungry afterwards, you're going to start eating food, just clean your hands, you know. Got the Argali carbon knife, good knife, used it on a lot of animals, solid. I used the Randy Newberg Gerber EBS knife last year on my Utah deer, and it's sweet. It's super nice. It comes with 3 replaceable knives and very comfortable in the hand, and I'm packing it this year. I'm gonna skip on the Havalon and go with this again. And then my trusty Bucklight. This is buck knife I've had for a long time, and I did the math on it yesterday. I've used it on 17 animals. It's a couple bighorn sheep, mountain goat, handful of elk, a handful of deer, and had it since I was 14. Pretty sweet little buck knife. And my boy is coming on the hunt. He used this on the Utah deer hunt last year, and I'll let him use it this year as well. So that's why I have so many knives, so hopefully I'll have multiple hands to help. Oh yeah, I got some flagging tape also. It's very good to have this, whether you are just marking a blood spot, maybe marking something up in the tree where your pack's at. You know, just, it's good to have. When I was going through my gear trying to find all my game bags, some of my deer bags are with my dad from last year from getting my elk processed. So I have a couple elk bags for the deer hunt, which will work just fine. But I have, let's see here, I got an Argali. It's like their medium-sized bag that comes in their elk kit. I have Caribou gear. I've used this for a number of years. Great bags. I have the Mystery Ranch bag. I honestly can't remember if this is 60 or 80 liter, but it's one of the Mystery Ranch bags. Used this on the elk last year. Super handy. Quality. I got a big fat elk bag that's gonna be too big, but it'll come in handy, I think. And then we also have another gear bag from goHUNT, which is this zipper option. It's pretty sweet. Throw in neck parts, neck meat parts, throw in back straps. It's actually got a lot of capacity. And looking forward to testing that guy out too. Something else with game bags, I don't want to just have exactly 4 bags in like meat parts bag. Like I want to have extra, because when you get back to camp, say if you quarter your meat out, you get it back to camp, it's kind of dirty, you need to clean it off. Maybe you debone it at camp. I want to put it into a clean bag and then put it in the cooler. So I will pack extra bags at base camp, not on my back. And so I just got a couple more extra Argali bags, some big dogs. Once everything's cooled off all the way to the center, I can throw the clean meat inside this, throw it in the cooler. It'll be good for the journey back home. So if you have old game bags, maybe they're a little tore up or something, keep using them. Like use them as a backup for when you need to put meat into a clean bag. All right, moving over to the Possibles pouch. This is one of the goHUNT little gear bags. These are really sweet. A lot of random stuff in here, but this is the kind of stuff I want to have out there. Extra release. I want to have a backup, and I have my toilet paper. I have this scent-free kind of dry sunscreen. If you're going to be in a situation where you're sitting on water and you really aren't going to get shade on your face and you're just kind of stuck in the sun, I would rather put sunscreen on than just bake and then go to sleep sore, you know? So I'm going to pack some sunscreen. Got these Clean Freak with a K, Clean Freak body wipes, just to clean up your hands, whatever you need it for. Got the Allen wrench. I actually have a Steri pin also, so if I do need to purify water inside the Nalgene, I can do that. Those come in super handy. I got some more Hydrate and Recover. Got my Spot, my Black Diamond Spot headlamp. Nice little light. Doesn't take up a lot of space, and it's not heavy. I have a pen with a little bit of flagging tape and electrical tape on it. Some more body wipes. I have a little power source. I have Goal Zero 24s in my house. I couldn't find them for this video, but I got an Anchor phone charger. Extra spoon. This probably won't stay inside the Possibles pouch. That'll probably stay at camp with the stuff that I'm going to cook with. Got a little fire kit. Got a lighter in here. I got pyro putty. I have the fire cubes. And I have some lint and some like napkins that can burn if I need to make a fire. So basically my fire kit. Some more supplements. Another little piece of paracord. I have a tick key. If you get a tick on you when you're out there in the backcountry or just out there at camp, it's like really hard to get off. This makes it a lot easier. I've had to use this before on somebody and it works. And my Zoleo. So this is my satellite communicator. I'm going to use this to communicate with family, whether they have a Garmin and they're out there with me, or my family at home. This is basically my medical kit. I do have a tourniquet. Have a compression wrap that you can wrap and use. It's like a rubberized option. Then I have everything inside my first aid kit. I don't need to pull everything out, but I have a quick clot gauze in here. It's very important to check those to make sure they haven't expired. The one that I had in there last night was from 2016, so took that one out. I have one that's newer in here now. Got fresh Band-Aids in here, and it's good to go. And that is my medical kit. So that covers kill kit, possibles pouch, and medical kit. All right, moving into optics next. I got 2 tripods, one for me and my boy. And if I do end up going solo, backcountry up a little bit, I'll take the lighter weight one with the ball head. Saves space, saves weight. On this side, this is more the bulky, beefier option that's going to be stable in the wind. VA5 head. Let's move into optics I'll be putting on it. I have something that's very maybe underrated is the marsupial spotting scope cover, man. These are super sweet. When I have it on my backpack, I just lash it to the side. I'm able to access the scope quick without having to get inside my pack. Super nice. And my optics protected. This has fallen off the four-wheeler more times than I'd like to admit, but it's been protected every time. So here we go. We got the Gavia. It's a sweet 85 objective lens, 60 power, and it's been a really good scope for me, angled. I have my phone scope to go with it. It's ready to go, and I'll be capturing as much footage as I can. For other big glass, I have 15s, Santium 15 by 56s. These are very, very nice. If I'm hiking, I'm gonna probably just pack my 10 by 42s, which I'll cover in a second, and my 15s. I don't need to carry all 3 of them, but at camp, or if I'm on a four-wheeler, I'm gonna pack all 3 and use them. But these are pretty slick. I do have the Leica Stabilite with a 70A plate on the bottom. It's very nice to be able to glass from a tripod. Anyways, this will pop up on here and give you the option. You got to be careful with the ball head though. If you loosen that up and you got a lot of weight on there, it might just crush your thumbs. It's not good. All right, so for the 10 by 42s, these are the Zeiss SF 10 by 42s. These are Victories. Very good bino, very crisp, clear. They've been great for me. For rangefinder, I take 2 to be safe. I have the Loophole RX 2800 TBR with wind option, and then I have an old school Bushnell Chuck Barra. Very nice for archery and what I'm doing. But I like to have 2. I got extra batteries coming as well, just you have a backup. Last year, this one died on me. Luckily, I had my backup, so just have a backup or extra batteries. I will have a radio on the side so we can communicate. If I have to leave my boy somewhere and I go after a deer or something, I'll have radios to be able to communicate. This is the marsupial bino harness. These are sweet. They've been around for a long time. I can put my phone in the back here. I have spots here for wind checker, so I have the Rocky Mountain wind checker here on the side. I normally have a couple elk calls in here, which can come in handy, even if you're archery hunting, if you need to stop a deer, like pull back and it's moving, you need to stop him and make your shot. Very handy. That's that setup. I also am going to be filming with my hunt and have a Panasonic FZ300 with a mic on top, and just trying to capture the memories with the family. So that is my optic setup. All right, going to cover some of my miscellaneous products here, just some random products that I didn't previously cover. Down pants, I have the Western Mountaineering flight pants. These are really sweet because they have, I just want to show you really quick, they have a wind stopper, little extra protection on the butt and the knees. So the butt is a different fabric And then the knees are reinforced as well. Doesn't look like much reinforcement, but it definitely is. I've used these pants when I'm setting up a tent in the middle of the night in snow on my knees. I've used them when I'm sitting on a water hole in the morning, high, 10,000 feet, when it's freezing, and they've saved my butt. They don't weigh a lot. It's worth packing if you have to spend a night on the mountain in down pants because you can't make it back to camp. It can save your butt. A couple chairs. I got the Helinox chair and I got the BTR stool. They did update these recently, so they're reinforced and good little chair. It's good to have a nice spot to sit. So I got one for me and my boy. We can use those. I didn't cover rain gear, but I am going to be using my Outdoor Research helium jacket. This is like 6.3, 6.2 ounces. Awesome little jacket, lightweight. You know, a lot of times with rain gear, sometimes it's so heavy you don't want to pack the extra weight, but with that kind of weight, it's worth carrying. A couple of the gloves, I do have the Sitka WS Gunner gloves. These will be great for the four-wheeler rides we take, trying to get up to the base before we start hiking. Also have the Sitka Guard gloves. This is basically, you got open fingers on these ones. This is great for when you're stalking and you're on the ground, you're going through brush and dirt, you want to protect your hands a little bit. This can be really nice. Or if you're in a blind and you're trying to not let your skin show as well, this will help camo it a little bit. Let's give those a shot. A couple other random pieces. Just we'll have a lighter and matches in my Possibles pouch. You also want to have nail clippers and tweezers. You get a sliver. You need to get your toenail cut or something because it's too long. Bring these extras. You'll be happy. I got the Micro Vario Lakey trekking poles. Super nice, collapsible. They've been around for a long time. They've done a lot of miles with me, and they're durable. Got the Sea to Summit long alpha spoon. So Sea to Summit spoon, very nice. For headlamp, I already had the Black Diamond Spot, but I also have the Black Diamond Storm. I have the Goal Zero crush light, small little lantern. We can figure out how to hang this inside the teepee, or if we just need a little extra light at camp. I have one of these, my dad, my brother all have them. We just hang them in the trees. We got good lighting at camp, super nice. I do have the Goal Zero Nomad 5. This has been all over the place. I've taken this to Wyoming, Arizona, Utah, Colorado. This has been solid. When you just need to charge your phone, you can plug your USB right in the back here, or your Goal Zero charger can go right in the back. You can angle it to be whatever the sun is at. A lot of times I will just have whatever I'm charging underneath it and just have it almost straight up. So it's getting sun all day while I'm out hunting. And I come back and I have fully charged devices. And I also have a sun hat. Just a nice hat that's gonna keep the sun off my neck. It's a longer brim. It's hot out there, these early season hunts. I don't wanna get sunburnt, so I will pack that. So for backpack, I'm gonna be using the Sawtooth 45 from Mystery Ranch. Great pack. I've had this for a while and been able to use my Beartooth bag only on it for different hunts, extended hunts, and use it for a lot of day hunts. Comfortable. What I do really like about Mystery Ranch is you got a lot of cushion. You got a 5-piece hip belt. It's comfortable, it's cushy. You can easily get to the load shelf, and got some good pockets on the inside. I have pockets on the inside that I'll normally put my rain gear, pockets on the outside for my Nalgene, my hard side hydration, tripod. I can strap stuff to the outside as well right here, put my bow there when I'm traveling up on a four-wheeler. It's just very versatile, and can cover some miles with it. So that is the backpack. All right, for footwear, I got two different pairs of boots. We have the Hanwag Tatra Lights and the Zamberlan 966 Saguaro, or Saguaro. They're pretty sweet. These are lighter weight, a little more flexible. I can do a lot of stalking in these, comfortable. These are gonna be a little more stiffer. If I feel like I'm gonna go high country and do a little more steeper terrain, I'll use these. And I'm looking forward to using them on this hunt. All right, moving on to weapon. This is my Matthews VXR. I've had it since I think 2019. Taken it on a lot of hunts. It's shooting really well still. Put on a new string, American Best Bow string on here. I do have the HHA Tetra RYZ Tournament Edition. It's a double pin. I really like HHA. I use them most of the time that I was living in Nebraska for about 8 years hunting whitetail. For stabilizer, I think this is a 12-inch stabilizer. And I have the Matthews quiver on this side. I'm shooting gold tip, 340 grain Hunter Pros. I'm using Schwacker broadheads this year. I've used them before, killed some whitetails with these. They fly really well, and I just wanted something that I wouldn't have to really tune much for broadheads. I wanted to be able to have something reliable that I could just shoot and count on hitting the spot. They are shooting really well, feeling good about hunting season, leaving in a couple days. Something else I do with my bow is I will add this this felt stuff, this soft stuff everywhere where that arrow can hit. So it's quiet. Let me show you what I mean. So if I'm bouncing it there, if I hit this up here, it's quiet. Otherwise, it's gonna be sounding a lot worse. But all this area is all silenced, which makes a difference when you're stalking in on an animal and you gotta knock that arrow or you hit a branch, makes a difference. I have the UltraView Be Real grip. This is one of the older models for release. Got a Scott release. It's comparable to a Silverhorn, I believe. And I have a backup. For arrow tube, got my extra arrows in here. Always bring extra broadheads. Doesn't take much to break your arrows or break a couple broadheads. You want to have extra and be ready. All right, and that is the gear list for my 2023 archery deer hunt. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you for watching.